into it. And one of the things that I spoke to the a member of the Center of Multicultural Affairs was about the International Club and how it was truly failing the students. And she asked me for my advice, not because of any position or anything, but because we had spoken before and she liked what I had to say, I guess. But we had spoken about how to interact with the international students and how to get you guys more involved and how to extend our reach so that more international students would come, because really Goodman came from an international school, a school that pushes students to go internationally to college, and I think it's important for admissions to grab from there with the diversity expansion program, and also through my initiatives to support you guys with the buses and the shuttles and the storage. Thank you.
Goodman?
One thing, an advantage I have obviously is the whole issue of perfecta and international student. One big reflection obviously is that I understand, like I'm very empathetic with international students, and we lost 2, if not 3, of the international students that came in, because obviously the big thing that we identify is the flaws of the international programs on campus. One dinner is not enough. One breakfast, international breakfast is not enough. We need programming. And I'm not sure if we're talking about the same person, but one of the ladies, obviously, that works at the Multicultural Affairs, said one thing. She said that the big problem about international students' clubs or initiatives is leadership. The people going to meetings, they don't know what the program is about. And because I'm in a unique position as an international student, that I understand what I go through, this is my life, like I live that, I'll be able to actually implement programs, as we mentioned our program, that are going to be very inclusive and benefit the campus long term. Thank you.
Thank you. We have time for 2 more questions.
How you doing? I just want to know what methods, plans, or attacks do you have to, make SGA more important to the rest of the student body? For instance, we have less than 100 people here in a school of 5,000 plus. Like something like this should be in the Nelly Galetti. And how do we get more minorities involved, not just international students, but make the rest of us feel included in this type of community and environment?
Thank you for the question. Goodman, we'll start with you.
Okay, sure. First things first, thank you for the question. One thing is, we all know I'm a minority, so one thing is, I'm going to be very empathetic with that, given that, as I said, there are a lot of things that I understand that obviously give me an advantage in this position, that I understand. It's my life, I live that, I'm an international student, I understand all these problems. But one other thing is, how do we change the image of the student government? One thing is, as you all might know, I've been interviewed or entered Google, Coca-Cola, Endeavor Global, we got some awards. I know what it means to brand an image. Like, you give me the brand, you go out there, and I feel that I'm in a very unique position to brand student government to be a very prestigious and respectable and a very effective institutions. And I will be capable to do that if I'm elected student body president. Thank you.
Thank you. Timos?
And again, thank you, Donald, for the question. I think we spoke a lot about what we plan to do for student government, but again, including the students and making sure I have a crazy vision that the student government office, those windows will get torn down and instead just be one big open flowing room where all students can just bum rush the people in student government to ask them questions. That's kind of a little crazy. But to speak about the diversity here at Marist, it starts in the admissions office, and one of the great programs that we have is led by Julio Torres in admissions. He does the diversity expansion program, and I was fortunate enough to be part of that, and I hosted 3 shadow students through the diversity expansion program. I believe that those programs need to be picked up and made stronger and better here on campus, and one of the things that doing so will stop is one of the worst things that I've ever heard could be possible here at Marist is an issue with security stopping students of black students and African American students and Spanish students, that asking them why they're here on campus and seeing IDs, that's just not right.
Thank you. Last question?
Hello, guys. Okay, so my question is brief, but do the candidates think that we need to change the priority point system on campus? And if yes, how would you guys propose changing it to improve campus life and living for students?
Timos, you have a minute.
Yes. Thank you, Jake, for the question. And in regards to the priority point system, there was a huge overhaul this past year, and there was a student appointed to the committee that's in charge of the priority points, and the student didn't attend the meetings. The student was appointed by the previous administration and did not go to any of the meetings. We were left with no voice in it. Steve Sansola, who is one of the associate directors of student life, has asked me to be on this committee to serve for the students, to find out what the students want for their priority point system, to reevaluate and to force them to open up the priority point system to solve the issues and providing opportunities for you guys to get the service point and not having to be tied with campus ministry. Because if you guys do community service at home, there's no credibility in that in the eyes of Marist. You could have gotten anyone to sign that, they think. So through the civility campaign, offering so many community service hours, that you students are able to get that service point that you desperately need, but also reforming the system.
Thank you. Goodman?
Okay, so the big why do we have priority points, and obviously it's the whole issue of housing. In fact, the Marist College actually admits more students than they can actually host on campus, and therefore they've created those systems. There are 3 systems that the US uses. One is obviously the priority point system. The second one is the lottery ticket, where students go into lottery ticket, and then the winners will get the housing. And then the third one, which is the last one, is the students don't actually do any of that, they just get housing free. So which is the best system for Marist College? One is, it is the priority point system, given obviously the issues that we have. So one issue that we can actually tackle is building. Like Marist has to build more, and build more, we mean build more housing. And that won't be something that can be tackled in 1 year, it's more of a long-term thing. But at this moment in time, looking at these 3 options, which is the lottery ticket, which is based on luck, and the priority point system, and then obviously no priority point system or the other one. The priority point system is the best out of these 3 options at this moment in time, but we have a long way to go. Thank you for the question, by the way.
Thank you. We'll now move to 1-minute closing statements. Since Timos, you opened, we'll start with Goodman. 1-minute closing statements.
Okay. Again, in conclusion, our campaigns have been a reflection of what we're capable to do, as me and Brandon have only had a few weeks to show what we're capable of doing. So your decision is going to be based on that, but it also has to be based on our mission and vision, which is we're all about putting students first. And we're different with our opponents in that they've had a case to make for a year, and we are making a case for change because in 2016, Marist has an opportunity to change, given that the leadership is changing in Marist. Vote Goodman and Brandon. You first. Thank you.
Timos, floor is yours.
Thank you, and I'd like to again thank you guys for all being here and taking this step. It goes back to my closing statement when I said that I want to put, as Goodman said, you first, but I want to make it about everyone here on Marist College campus. I want to make it so that we all have someone to come to. We have student government that makes your years here the best they can possibly be, and being inclusive and allowing you to come to us. Just a quick note about the President Murray leaving. The student body president this year has the greatest opportunity that any student body president has had in the past 36 years, and that is that they sit on the committee to appoint the new president of Marist College. And Summer and I, having been here for the amount of time that we have been, and knowing all these administrators and knowing all these leaders on campus, being able to see what makes them effective will allow me, should I be elected, to make that effective choice for the new president of Marist College and decide that he or she is the right person for you.
Thank you. That concludes the debate.
Hi guys, thank you guys so much for coming. I really appreciate it. Just a few announcements.